So here we are, the day has finally arrived. We've got our new van and we're off on our first trip away. And this first trip's going to be a short stay just to get used to everything in the van and make sure it all works. So we're currently heading towards Stonehenge in Wiltshire. We're going to have a few hours there and then we're moving on, and our bed for tonight will be in Stratford on Avon for a couple of nights. So there's Sandra and I, over 60s on tour, Wrinkly's on tour, and this is all in preparation for later in the year where we're going to do a massive trip all around Europe. And we have decided we've got a latest addition to our tour. You can't quite see her, but she's here, and that's our little Sooty. She's in her little capsule at the minute, so she's on training at the moment to see if she'll settle. So yes, Sooty's going to be on tour all over Europe, and I think she's quite excited about it, although she's not showing it much at the minute. But she's travelling well, and here begins the adventure. So don't forget, subscribe on our YouTube channel and follow our adventures. There'll be a few short trips, won't there?
Yes.
And
yes.
then if we survive that, then we'll be doing Europe later in the year. So follow us on our journey to Stratford today.
See you later. Say bye, Sooty. Bye.
So we've arrived at our first destination, and that's Stonehenge. We're going to have a walk round, and we're going to take little Sooty for a walk round Stonehenge.
Sooty! Where are you? Come on then.
This is Sooty's first day out in the camper van. She's never been on tour before. So let's take her for a walk. So here we are, we're walking our way to Stonehenge now, and when we arrived at the visitor centre, no big problems, but we told them we'd got a cat and you can't get on the bus with a cat, even though she's in her little carrier, which is a bit of a bum, but never mind. So we thought, we'll just have a quick walk over the hill to the stones, and then realised it's about 4 miles. We're about halfway at the minute, so we've swapped over and Sandra's got Sooty now. But she seems to be quite happy bobbing about in the back of there. So if our tours with Sooty carry on like this, then we'll be on a winner.
She's a bit warm. Enjoying it though. It's the first day out. No tears, no mowing. Here we go. It's a nice long walk. Sooty's doing so well. It's getting a bit warm. The rules and regulations here, oh dear, 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 dear. Not like it used to be, but anyway.
Just had our visit to Stonehenge and went very, very well. Lovely place, and Sooty enjoyed it.
Yeah, there was no hiccups. Got her on the bus. Kept it rather quiet because apparently there's a rule and regulations. You're not allowed to take animals on the bus. So we managed to just disguise, and all went well. She didn't meow.
So now we're going to find a supermarket and stock up with supplies for a few days in the van, because we've not done any shopping yet, and then we're heading off to our stay for the night on Stratford on Avon racecourse, unless we see something interesting on the way, and then we'll perhaps spend a bit of time there. And in the meantime, Sooty's back in her little basket and she's fast asleep.
Our baby, our fur baby.
Right, so we're back on the road again. We took another little detour on the way to our campsite in Stratford, and we went to Chedworth to see the Roman Villa, the National Trust property. Absolutely wonderful walk round, nice cup of coffee in the gardens, and little Sooty had a walk round. She seems to be very happy. As far as the campervan's concerned, everything's good. One minor issue that we need to resolve at the moment, and that is the fact that we have no gas. So we're not quite sure why. We've checked all the gas taps obviously, but we still have no gas to the cooker, so that's a problem we need to resolve, and we're currently in contact with the van supplier and see if they've got a solution. If not, it'll be lots of beers instead. No, we won't be doing beers, will we? No.
Barbecue. We've got a barbecue going.
We'll do the barbecue going.
We'll have electric.
That's it, so we'll survive. But yeah, everything's going well so far. We had a couple of drawers fly open on a roundabout.
And of course he bumps his head.
And I've banged my head.
Gets to duck.
Yeah, twice. But I'll try not to do it again. But so far so good. We've not had any major injuries or disasters yet.
No, not yet.
And we've done about 100 miles, I think. So
now we're heading off to put our feet down there and anchor down and
Stratford
have
Upon Avon racecourse may close within 1 hour of when you arrive.
a stop now and final destination.
In half a mile, turn right.
Right, see you in Stratford. So we've arrived at our campsite, Stratford on Avon. We're on the racecourse. We've actually been here before. I think it was about 10 or 12 years ago. Really nice site. Quite a nice pleasant drive down here, up here should I say. Everything went well. Sooty, our faithful cat, has done really well. She's been in a little rucksack for most of the journey. She's currently in the back of the van, fast asleep, curled up on the sofa, so that's a good sign. Because it's the first time she's ever been away from home and first time she's ever been out, it's obviously a bit of a worry, so we're keeping an eye on her, and it's a bit of training really, probably for both of us as well. We had one little incident when we first arrived. We got her out on the grass. She was on a lead and something frightened her and she jumped and spoofed, and I'm covered in cat cuts now from her claws, but hey ho. So we've only been away from home about 8 hours. We've used the first aid kit twice, so we're doing well. Can we make it all the way around Europe later this year? Well, we'll wait and see. But yeah, the campsite's great, the van works great, and everything's hunky-dory, so the adventure has begun. Right, so we're still in the middle of our first trip away in the motorhome. We had a slight detour and we've got a different location at the moment. We're still camped up on the site in Stratford, which was our aim, but as explained earlier in the video, we had a problem with the gas on this new motorhome. So just a bit of advice for anybody who's buying a motorhome. There might be a little lesson to learn here. So basically we had no gas when we arrived on site, so we rang the suppliers, Marquis of Poole, and they had no idea why. We checked all the gas valves, things like that, and the inertia switch underneath, still no joy. So they said, well, you're down that area, call into your nearest branch, which is in Tewkesbury. So this morning we came over to Tewkesbury and went to Marquis there, and they had no idea either why we got no gas. So they said go another 30 odd minutes away to Auto Sleepers head office, where they make them. So that's where we did, and within 30 seconds an engineer came out, blah blah blah, pressed a few buttons on the electronic control panel, and hey presto, we had gas. So little lesson, what we should have done is checked it when we had the handover from the supplier. And I think the supplier should have checked it before it came away from their showroom, but they didn't. But anyhow, long story short, if you're buying a new motorhome, check everything works before you actually leave on your first trip away. That said, we're having a great time. We're sat here in Tewkesbury by the river, and our little Sooty, she's sat here in a little rucksack, and she's having a whale of a time. She's settled in well, and she's been no trouble really, has she?
No, she's cooling off now because it's got a bit warm. Had a bit of rain this morning, which was nice, and now we're just chilling under the willow tree near the river.
So yeah, later on today we'll have a walk around Tewkesbury, and then we'll head off back to the campsite one more time for Stratford before setting off home tomorrow.
Van life, there's nothing quite like van life. When the only destination is the road ahead, and you always have somewhere to rest your head. making memories and living dreams where it really is as good as it seems. As we head off into golden sunsets with the wind behind us, who knows where we'll stop? New experiences round every corner, quenching our taste for freedom. Nothing troubles us, nothing drags us down, nothing holds us back. Our golden years played out in the most satisfying way. Van life, there's nothing quite like van life, when the only destination is the road.
Right, so our next day on our first tour, and we've left Stratford on Avon and we've made a detour to Malvern to go and see my sister, which was wonderful, absolutely lovely. The van is performing exactly as it should be. We've had no problems at all. No, we haven't. No, apart from the gas, which we talked about earlier on. We won't talk about that anymore.
Can you make a list?
No, it's honestly the Kingham van is exactly what we yeah. The only little thing that I will say that Auto Sleepers have done, I think they've got the dining situation mixed up. Just above the cab up here you get a beautiful outdoor table with collapsible legs that you could seat 6 round, and it weighs 40-50 kilos. Lovely table, but I think that's a bit overkill. We got it out last night and sat there playing Scrabble, and it's too much.
It's too high.
And it's too high, yeah. When you sit on your camping chairs, your chin's on the table. No, we're nearly. And then the dining arrangement in the van, just behind the sofa bed, there is a little tiny table. I'd say it's a coffee table, and it goes together in the middle when you swivel your seats around and that. And I don't think that's quite big enough, so I think we've got the dimensions mixed up a little bit. But anyhow, that doesn't matter. One of our investments is going to be into a little folding camping table that we'll use outside. So other than that, I can't find fault with this van at the moment. Can't think of anything.
No, not at the moment, no. It's early days yet.
So from here, from Malvern, we're now going to set off. We're going to stay out an extra day because we're loving it so much, and we're going to do a 2.5 drive over to Weston-super-Mare, and we're going to show our little Sooty the ocean for the first time in her life. We'll see what happens there and hope we don't lose her. So watch for an update when we get to Weston-super-Mare. So we've arrived in Weston-super-Mare and had a drive along the seafront, and tonight we're going to be doing some wild camping. So we're parked here just after Weston-super-Mare on the way to Sand Bay, and there's an absolutely lovely pull-in. We're basically under the trees, so nice and quiet, and we've been here before many years ago, and this road's busy up until about 8 o'clock at night, but after that it's silent. And just the other side of the trees there behind me, it's a sheer drop in the sea. You can just see the sea through the trees. So yeah, nice and quiet. And the beauty of wild camping is obviously, first of all, it's free. But having a van like this is great because it's totally self-contained. We've got everything on board and we don't need the facilities. So it's great. We've just got the kettle on and we'll have a nice meal and sit and play a couple of games of cards or something later on. And then tomorrow we'll see where the road takes us. Sooty's currently asleep in the van. She travels ever so well. It's amazing for an old cat. She's 17 years old. She's so good, but she's actually worn out now. I think we've broken her, and she's actually asleep flat out, almost unconscious in the shower tray. So that's her bed for the night, I think. Okay, so we had a really good night, as I said last night, near Weston-super-Mare, and we had breakfast on the seafront in Burnham-on-Sea, and now we're just driving back down to home back in Dorset, but we're not in a rush. That's the beauty of having a camper van. So on the way back we found a lovely little National Trust place. I've got to say, one of the best things I think that we've done since we bought the camper van is join the National Trust, and they've got over 500 properties that you can call in, and as you can see we're parked here at this National Trust Manor House, and they've got a massive big car park. There's several other camper vans already here as well. Loads and loads of space, and you can park all day and you can have lunch here, whatever you like, and then obviously see the property before moving on. So yeah, I think if you're thinking about touring, especially the UK, join the National Trust. Great. I mean, value for money. Absolutely perfect for us. So we'll have a walk round, and then we'll get back on the road, and we're heading off towards Blandford Forum, and then homeward bound.